trying to find something I can make into a hammer. It's a bit small. Oh, this could work. So good morning. This morning I'm going to work on the front of the Beetle to see if I can fix that piece. Well, cut out some pieces, but make a new piece for the front, and I'll show you. So I'll show you, it's this piece here. And this piece in the front, it goes like this. And it also goes like that. So in order to make this, I'll need a forming hammer. I need my sandbag to form the metal on, and then I need to shape that. And the plan is, let me explain. Well, the plan was to buy one of those plastic hammers that have this bowl and then the point in the back. They're like 40 euros a piece. I am in plastics. I know how much it costs to cast nylon. And they're either made of nylon or you can make them out of polyethylene. Nylon is heavier, higher density, so, and it's, but it's also harder than the polyethylene. So I don't really know which one to choose. Probably nylon. I see a lot of nylon hammers, but that costs like €1 in material, if that, and a handle, 40 euros, really. So what more fun is to make one out of wood and then see how long this will last before it splits and breaks. Well, let's make this into a hammer head and attach a handle. Well, it's kind of getting there. I think I'm gonna shorten it and well, cut this off. I'll see if I can get a handle in there and see how this works. Well, that's as deep as I can get. Okay, luckily we have a hole on the other side because, yeah, well, the depth of this thing, and then there's a nut inside. Can't get any deeper. Now let's hope. We have a hole and we have a nice piece of round wood. I think my handle is a bit too big for the hole, but I can sand it down. That looks very nice. I can hammer with that. don't want to over tighten this. I hope this wood is dried enough. It won't split. It didn't take that long to make this hammer, so it will be fine. Famous last words. I think realistically we have to just follow this line right there. So let's see. We're talking about a piece which is 60 centimeters long, about 10 wide by 10. Let's cut some metal. So, I want it to go like this, and then it has to go like that. I guess we first have to make it like that, and then sort of stretch it there. Yeah. How to get it like that? I have the bender, that's not going to work. I'll do it on a piece of tube, I'm guessing. Do I have the right kind of tube? So here I'm stretching the material in the middle of the strip, and stretching it will make it curve, as you can see, because it will be more material in the middle, and it will also bend the sides inward, and that way I'm creating already sort of the beginning of a shape that will form the nose of the car. And hitting the metal in the middle of the strip will cause a lot of small dents in the metal, and therefore stretching it, but you also have a lot of little dents, and those you can take out with the English wheel. I'm trying here, getting sort of in the groove of moving the strip, but it's you have to set your mind to it. So starting is always somewhat difficult because you go the wrong way every time, at least I do. But you get better as you try, and you do it more and longer periods of time. You will find your groove. So using this old exhaust is just getting more of a shape of the round shape into the metal, and then going back to the English wheel, getting those bumps out and trying to stretch it some more in the middle, and in the end we probably have to do a lot of tucking on the or shrinking on the sides as well to get it into a really nice shape that will fit the front of the car. Trying to get you in focus here. Okay, so let's see if a little bit more can be flanged open. We are going around the corner, probably nowhere near, so I'm losing my bend, and that will make it more straight again as soon as I do that, because I have to tuck these, you know, shrink the material. I don't have a shrinker stretcher yet, so that is an issue. I'd love to have one right now. Well, I'll try and do it with hammer and dolly and see what happens if I do it a little bit more. I mean, the wheeling did get most of the bumps out here, so that's nice. Now let's see if we can get it a little bit more rounded, and then we tuck these in to shrink the material. I'm just talking from theory. I have no idea how this is gonna work. I'll offer it once more. I believe this was the top side. Well, I'm surprised that I'm actually getting closer. Well, let's first bend more. Put more bend into it. So I sped this up, and this actually took hours, and also the shrinking of the folds on the side to get it to become more of a tube shape. It was just a lot of hand hammering and going to and fro to the car and testing it up to see if the fit was right. It's following it. But the curvature, I mean, it hits there and it hits there. And indeed, if I get it on straight with the holes, I should get this one out. Well, this is okay. Well, there's some. Oh, I'm not pushing it there. Hold on. Actually, it fits really, really nice. I'll work on it a little bit more. I am stoked already. Sort of the same. Yeah. And then if I squeeze it on, sort of the same. And it's touching in the middle. I have a very nice flat line beneath here that I can really close. It's under a little bit of tension, but I think let's put a clamp. Put a clamp on that. This is sort of what it will be. Let me bring you guys in. So, I don't know if it looks straight, but at least the hole is sort of the same distance to the metal as it is here. And here we have the inside. So it's the rust, there's welding and pieces there. It can go in a little bit more, and then it just follows the new plate. Yeah, and forget the rust behind, but then we have the other side, and it's sort of the same. I can squeeze it like that. Maybe if I look at this side now, this should be a little bit more flat, but if I pull this up, I think it's only the edge really that is bending down. Let me correct that and then come back. But for the rest, I'm very happy with this panel. Well, after working with the hammer and feeling it, the handle could be a little bit longer, but actually it works surprisingly well. As you can see, the imprint of the steel is, well, it's not entirely perfectly round, but I haven't used the back a lot, but it's a handy little hammer, and it is working to form the metal. So far, so good, and I'm not going to buy a plastic one just yet. I might have one made. We cast nylon, and we also have a machine shop not too far away. And we cast nylon up to a diameter of 500. Well, this is probably 70 to 80 in diameter is probably perfect to make a hammer out of. I might go to a shop and measure them if I can find them in a shop, and then just copy from there. I think they have a little bit of a longer handle. It's nicer to get more force, but on the other hand, but the weight might be higher now because it's a bigger piece than with a plastic hammer. Those are smaller. So that's the hammer, and it's been working fine. So very happy with that. Well, that's it for tonight. Tomorrow we'll have Mo's. We'll be welding in this piece for making the side pieces. I'll clean this up, and then we'll have to put some rust converter on some of the areas here. And then, yeah, well, that's sort of fixing the front. So sorry about the mess everywhere. I have to clean up. It's just too many little projects at the same time. There's an angle grinder that is sort of in pieces that I have to fix. Numerous little other projects. But to come back to the making of this piece for the front, so the front of the car, there's some slight bumps in here, and the biggest issue is that I don't have the right rollers. I have one which has a very was it number 8? Well, it has a it's very flat. This one is somewhat more round, but I bought the I don't even know if they had that one yet, but now they have them with 8 rollers, 2 very, very round ones, and I really need one like that to get the nice finish on the on this piece because of its tight, or its tight curve radius. So that's the issue. I'm trying to find if I can buy some extra rollers for this, but in the essence, this is already, I flattened it out with the hammer. I'm going to grind it. It's amazing. I surprised myself, and I'm probably taking 10 times the amount of time that normal metal workers would put into making a piece like this. I'm just happy that I can make it, and not spending a lot of money on buying a piece, which also would have been meant cutting it out and a lot more welding and positioning to get that piece in. This is pretty much straightforward. I cut the other piece out. That was layer upon layer. So people did not do that repair correctly. And I think I've said it before, this Beetle, although it looked very nice, and under the black paint, the thing is all pink, and the pink was actually pretty well done. And the car, they put a lot of work in making the car pink, and therefore I do not understand that they did no rust protection and it did such shoddy work at the same time as putting in so much work. I think they might have the same issue that I'm seeing now, that there's so much hidden under layers of Bondo, and well, as soon as you start taking pieces apart, you find a lot of rust and a lot of issues. we're gonna solve all that. So when this Beetle is done, um, I'll never sell it, or I'll never sell it. It will never be worth on the hours I've put in, but that's fine. It's a great learning process for most, um, and it's fun for me to be there with her. So to return to this piece, I'm happy I could make this myself. Um, I'm happy that again this, although it's a cheap thing, and I see all the limitations because it's way too flexible and all of that. And now I'm running into the issue of I don't have the right rollers, the bottom roller, so I need to get those, especially when at some point I will be working on a different car, the Citroen, and I will have to use this a lot. I probably will strengthen this one or buy a one size up with all the rollers with it. But then I need a stretcher shrinker as well. That was probably the thing that I missed the most, was a stretcher shrinker. And I've seen some good ones because I do want the ones where you can put the metal in pretty far between the claws. So not one that's only where you can only move it in like an inch, but I want the ones that you can put it in the metal that you want to shrink. You can push it in all the way. I think it's like 3 inches. You can push it in, or you have the room to go in. Those are about 400 to 500 euros. That's something sensible to buy, plus a take machine. Um, yeah, well, Christmas is coming up. Let's put it that way. Although I'll have to buy it myself anyway. So thanks for watching. This is a short one, just me doing that fund because Mois was working. She'll be there in the next video. And then we're working again on Rust. What else? And on welding and on getting this Beetle to a state that we can finally start, um, getting the car ready for paint. But there is some ways to go. Thanks again. See you next time. This was In the Loads.